Thank you. Okay, so now we get this started. So, we have a lot of sports to catch up on. Where do you want to start? Because where I last left off was the NBA conference semifinal. No, it was not the conference semifinals. It was the one right before the semifinals. So, yeah, I kind of haven't updated our channel in a while. Things have happened, as I've said. So, it's been a while. A long while. Life happens, okay? So, we all know the Bucks won the NBA Finals. Kudos to them. It was the first one since 1976, I think is what they were saying. Are you pulling it up? I know they kept referencing some team from many years back. I want to say it was 1976.
71.
Oh, I was close. It was the 70s.
And they were a fresh franchise. 3 years old at that point.
Oh, wow.
They started in 1968.
My mom was a year old. Sorry, had to throw that one in there. Love you, Mom. So, okay. So, while we're talking about the NBA, well, you don't really pay attention to basketball. So, you really wouldn't care about the trades that are going on right now the way I would. There's a lot of trades going on right now, like kind of significant trades. Rogue, dude, kitty cat. Okay, well, this is happening. Rogue.
Kitty butt.
Okay, so we have a cat on the live stream. I mean, you know, he's part of the family, so it is what it is.
Just a cat. That's the executive director to you.
If I'm the one that buys his food.
Executive director.
Yeah, sure.
He allows us to buy his food.
Yeah, okay. Who's the one that saved him from sub-zero temperatures 2 years ago?
He allowed us to save him.
Yeah, okay. So, all right. How about we talk Olympics? Let's see. Medal count.
China's got 29. We're at 22 gold medals.
Okay.
And we have 64 medals total. China's got 62. So we still get a pretty good lead as far as medal count goes.
And of course, then you have the Russians, who I personally feel the Russians have no business being in the Olympics because of their doping saga. They should not have been in Sochi. They should not have been in Rio, Pyeongchang, or in Tokyo. They should have been banned for a significant number of games because, you know, they were found to have violated the rules due to doping. And each sports, summer and winter, each should have been penalized with being, suspended from, or banned rather, from participating in the Olympic Games for X number of games. They should not have been allowed to compete under another flag and called, the Olympic athletes of Russia when they were at Rio, and now they're the Russian Olympic Committee at Tokyo. No, that's bullshit.
Well,
That I'm sorry, that takes away the integrity of the Olympics, as we know it and what it stands for. And I'm glad that the American swimmers are, speaking out against it. Because that's exactly what should happen. So, I mean, I'm sure you have your opinion on it.
they're in third.
They're in third. Great opinion, Philip.
Well, I mean, they're not even within a sniffing distance of even, competing for a top spot. So,
I mean, whether they are or they aren't shouldn't really make a difference. The difference that can be made is the IOC needs to step in after the Paralympic Games are over, because I guarantee you there are going to be Russian Paralympians competing, and the Paralympics won't start until August 24th and won't end until right before the start of the NFL regular season. So they should theoretically step in after the Paralympics are over and test every single Russian athlete that competed, in my opinion. Or, you know what? Once the Olympics are over, test every single Russian athlete, and then do the same thing to the Paralympians after the Paralympics are over. I mean, it's obviously a problem.
well, the problem is that it wasn't that the athletes wanted to do it. I got the impression that the state made them do it because it was a state-run doping ring. It wasn't like, oh, we're just going to do it because we want the advantage. It was like Russia's like, no, you're going to dope. That's the impression I got from it.
I mean, yes, it can be looked at that way, but at the same time, too, it can also, like, it's kind of like a catch-22. It's a double-edged sword, because, when it comes to world sports like the Olympics, the World Cup, or, any major sport, where the whole world is watching and, you're vying for world glory, it's always been Russia, China, the US, Japan, and Canada, like neck and neck almost, fighting for those top spots. They all run their training routines significantly different. it's fair to say the Russians cheat. Now, whether their athletes agree with what the coaches do or they don't agree, that truly remains to be seen. Because did they actually get statements from the athletes that say, oh, I didn't agree with what they were doing. I was told to do this. Or were they okay with what was going on and lied so that they wouldn't get a harsher punishment? You see what I'm saying, though? You see how it's a catch-22?
Well, I know that they looked into it, and they originally were going to be like, no, Russia, you're not doing this. And then they got a second look at it. And that's why they allowed them to even compete in the first place. So that the IOC, whoever runs, the Olympic Commission,
the International Olympic Committee,
they're the ones that already looked at it, and because I know every country has their own commission too.
Yes.
So I only read a very SmartNose version of what happened, but
yeah, I mean, and most people do only read the SmartNotes version, or they don't.
I don't have the attention span to sit there for a couple hours and reading.
I mean, I get it. I do. Nobody wants to sit there and be like, oh, well, why did the Russians do this? Why did the Russians do that?
But with the gist that I got, it was the Russian state was like funding the doping. Basically.
Well, yeah.
They're the ones who are like, you're doing this. I heard that Simone Biles is going to be doing the balance beam again.
Yes, I'm so happy she is competing again. But literally, kudos to her for taking her mental health seriously and, being able to take a step back and be like, hey, my mind and body, are completely out of whack. They are not in sync. And I could dramatically one of two things is going to happen. I am either going to injure myself or I'm going to kill myself doing one of these apparatuses. Yeah, and she knew the consequences of her actions if she went out there and competed.
Yeah, she has something called twisties, which doesn't you don't really know up or down.
Right.
It's kind of important when you're flipping.
Yes. And another thing too is everybody that was criticizing her for pulling out of those apparatuses that she qualified for obviously doesn't understand what she was going through. She was also being punished by the judges because they were not going to score her fairly. She had some very difficult maneuvers in each apparatus that she was going to compete in. And because of the level of difficulty, she was going to be scored the same way the rest of the athletes were, rather than based on the level of difficulty in which she was performing, which that to me says, okay, you have a group project in class. One person does all the work, but the whole group gets the same grade. 3 people that did not participate or did minimal to no effort got the same grade as the one that did all the work. That is not fair.
I didn't really see it like that. I mean, I did track and field and stuff like that too, and I didn't want to be graded on the difficulty. I'd rather just be graded on how well I executed.
See,
and if I mess something up, I mess something up. There's a reason why they're difficult, and they give you more points if you're able to execute them. But if you fail to execute, that's all there is to it.
Yeah, and I get that, but that's where track and field differs from artistic gymnastics. The apparatuses that Simone was going to compete in have the opportunity for her to basically grow the level of difficulty. And she has progressed so much that basically her competition could not keep up. And everybody was like, she's out too far ahead. That's not fair. We're not going to score her any higher than what we think that she needs to be scored. That is exactly how it's happening. And because she wins too much, she's already got enough medals. Everybody else needs a chance to win.
I don't think that's what's happening at all.
No, that is exactly what is happening. And I know you scroll on Twitter. I know you scroll on Instagram. Look at some of the things that current and former gymnasts have come to Simone's defense about. Not just in regards to athletes and their mental health, but how Simone, as a young Black woman in the sport of gymnastics, is being treated amongst her peers. A successful young Black woman has achieved more than most successful young white women at the same age. And she's being penalized for it.
I still don't.
You might not see it that way, and that's okay. You have your views. I have my views. I stand by Simone.
I stand by her too, but I just that's not the impression I get at all from the judges.
And I see where you're coming from. You don't watch gymnastics the way that I do and have for literally all my life. Mom and Dad, it wasn't for the fact that Mom couldn't stand being away from me for so long, I would have been sent to the Caroli gymnastics camp in Texas because we were close enough to it when we lived in Louisiana. So I could have been trained amongst some of the greatest gymnasts to ever walk in any of the Olympic Games. But after what has come out in recent years of what they endured at the hands of Larry Nassar, I am beyond blessed and thankful that my mom clinged on to me and was like, no, I know you want to do gymnastics, but I can't bear the thought of you being away for so long without me. My mom basically saved me from that monster. And my heart breaks for anyone that goes through any kind of abuse. Let's see. So it's roughly almost 11:20 over in Japan right now. So, yep, things are getting started over there with men's basketball quarterfinals. The U.S. and Spain. Always a clutch performance. Always. Normally, these two teams play each other in the semifinals. This year, they're just playing each other in the a round earlier. Oh, having another kitty join the broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. Oh, we got baseball guys. Still a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still 5 games on. I mean, there's 3 games in the 9th inning. I mean, the Mets are kind of threatening.
I'll play till tomorrow.
The Nationals are going to try and either tie up the game, pull off a walk-off. There's no hope for the Yankees. I don't think there's a prayer for the Pirates, honestly. So, let's see. I mean, honestly, there's really not a lot of sports on right now because, it's after 10 o'clock at night. So let's talk the madness that is the NFL right now.
Training camp.
Yes.
Big Chubb guys extension.
Which I know you're very happy about. That was what?
$36 million, 28 guaranteed.
For what? 3 years?
3 years.
I mean, okay,
After
3 years.
I believe.
Yeah, but come on. They totally could have extended him for more than that.
Well, it's a running back for 7 years. He's on his fourth year of his contract.
Yeah, but they totally could have signed him for a whole nother year.
Well, and
or for a whole lot more.
well, the salary cap should jump up in the 3 years' time. So
You think so?
it goes based off last year's financial figures. So like the cap this year was lower than what it was last year because of COVID.
I mean, that's fair.
But it's projected to go up from here. So
Right.
they're basically just signing him to make sure he doesn't hit free agency at the end of the year.
Oh, that's right. He was due to be a unrestricted free agent at the end of the season.
Yeah, because he's a second round pick, so he doesn't have a 5th-year option.
That's right. Only first round picks do.
Yep. So Ward and Baker have their 5th years picked up. So there's talk that Browns are going to wait for the other first round quarterbacks to get an extension to see what the market's like.
Right.
And then give him one. Or they're going to wait and see how he progresses again this year. And Baker basically said, like, I'm not going to worry about extension. If I take care of business, it'll take care of itself.
Right.
Basically. So that's, of course, him betting on himself, which is what he does best by Sam. Chief creative officer. You're the CCO.
So Chubb got extended. Baker got a whole new contract, right?
No.
Just his 5th-year option.
That's his 5th year.
Okay.
Josh Allen, they're going to wait on contract talks for him too. I saw that recently.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz is man at glass.
Let's not even get started on Wentz, because that is a whole situation in itself. Like, for real. I mean, right now they're saying 5 to 12 weeks, but it's gonna be
until he recovers from surgery, and that's probably not even
Jay Glazer. That's who I was thinking of. He tweeted out that there's a potential he could be back sooner, could be later. Everything will be reevaluated in like 2 to 3 weeks. Oh. Did not know Jacoby Brissett was now in Miami.
Yeah, they dealt him.
Okay.
So they got Wentz for a 2nd round pick. That's pretty good.
Okay. Obviously, this was going to be a topic. Didn't think about it really hit as soon as it has. But COVID. What do you think is going to be done with the amount of players and coaches that have already been placed on COVID restrictive lists,
Well,
vaccinated and non-vaccinated,
NFL,
mind you.
NFL was pretty clear about what they're going to do. If there's any games that have to be canceled for COVID-related stuff, the team that's the issue is going to be issued a loss, especially if they're unvaccinated. So they're just going to have to go back to using their protocols that they had before. Make sure they're being careful.
But I mean, with it hitting so early in training camp and, preseason essentially starting in 3 days, how does this save the season, or does it hurt the season?
Well,
or is it too early to tell?
Well, last year it hit in the off season before OTAs even started. So, and well, I think everyone in the NFL has got more than enough experience on how to deal with it. So they're just gonna have to go back and just start being careful again.
I mean, that's a fair assessment. Okay. Injuries. The amount of injuries that have plagued all 32 teams.
That's just training camp.
But, they're serious injuries. I mean, okay, yes. We both agree Wentz is made out of glass. But Devonta Smith, MCL already?
I think it's a sprain. Where do you tear?
Okay, he is listed as week to week, but that is still a significant injury for a very young wide receiver.
Well, Nick Chubb last year had a sprained MCL. He was out for a couple games, but he came back just fine.
Yeah, and then Dak having a shoulder issue after coming back from a horrific ankle injury.
Yep, and there's some.
God, I remember that ankle injury, and
it was a Giants game, wasn't it?
yes, it was.
And then,
did you have to remind me?
Yeah, there's a Browns linebacker that we got, who I guess he's getting an MRI. He walked off the field and was under power, but he was the green sticker. That was the guy that got them from the Colts.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing if he's going to miss some time, probably John Johnson now be green sticker.
Deshaun Watson, not injured, but he did report to training camp. Pulled a Marshawn Lynch. I'm only here so I don't get fined. I mean, I wouldn't want to be fined $50,000 every single day that I didn't show up.
That'd be interesting. If Colts were to trade for Deshaun Watson, now it looks like everyone's just going to miss some time.
I mean,
you get a young starter who
Watson still wants to be traded, and Houston is answering calls now.
Yeah.
So
it's just, I don't think they'd do it to a division rival.
Mm-mm.
But I think Watson gets a choice of where he goes.
I don't know. Well, speaking of division rivals, Vikings have 3 quarterbacks unavailable due to COVID.
Yep, and Mike Zimmer's not happy.
No, he is pissed. Apparently, Nick Foles would welcome a reunion with the Colts head coach.
It'd be really funny if
But right now, he is a Chicago Bear.
It'd be really funny if he goes to the Colts and he takes them back to the Super Bowl. Because Wentz got injured.
Bruh. The irony of that. Just
Big Dick Nick too.
I mean, I read something at work the other day, and it was something about the Bears head coach saying that he understands the trade value of Nick Foles.
I don't know. He just seems like he's aging now.
I still feel like he has,
That's the thing about Nick Foles, and we talked about this the year he went to and won the Super Bowl, is that he's a really up and down quarterback. And
when he's got it, he's got it. But when he's in a rut, holy shit, is he in a rut?
He's like Fitzpatrick. Only it's worse.
Yeah.
He had one really good season, and the rest of the season were kind of And then when the Eagles made their run, those first couple games were like, ooh.
I can't wait for Saquon to come back.
Joe Burrow's in a leg brace on the field. That's all.
He's playing it safe.
Yeah, I don't think he has a choice.
Him, Barkley, and OBJ, because they all had the same injury, ironically enough.
Burrow was worse, though. He had the worst of it. It wasn't just his ACL he tore. He basically blew out his entire knee.
Ooh.
And had some structural damage to his cartilage.
Ooh, okay. Didn't know to that extent.
Yeah, Joe Burrow basically...
Yeah,
it was not a good knee injury.
Yeah, let's not talk about it, considering, the issues I have with my knee. Like, I can feel that. Oof. But, realistically, they all had relatively the same knee injury. They all have made substantial amounts of progress. They have not gone, neither one of the three, from any article I have read on the NFL mobile app, ESPN, or any sports app that I have access to, has said they've gone, balls to the wall, pedal to the metal, let's get stupid with it. No, they are being careful, precise, and cautious, because not only are they watching their health, they want to be able to be their best, not just for themselves, but for their team and their fans. Which, I respect that.
I have seen OBJ show off a little bit.
It is OBJ we're talking about. He kind of showboats.
But he has the most progress of coming back.
Him and Saquon did rehab together, to be fair.
But Saquon had more time to recover. OBJ went down week 7.
Yeah, Saquon went down week 2.
So, I know it's 5 weeks, but it's 5 weeks.
Yeah, but he did not get the surgery right away, though. So I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't take into account. Like, he didn't just go out and be like, all right, getting the surgery here, go ahead and fix my knee. Like, he didn't. So who else had significant injuries that is coming back? We talked about Dak.
Entire 49ers roster.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, I'm awful.
Didn't Bosa?
Bosa, I think, had ACL issues. Look it up.
Because I'm pretty sure that Bosa had a ACL injury too.
So now we'll expect to see when I Google Nick Bosa.
I'm not sure exactly what you were expecting, but
No, with the apparently his fiance had to delete her Twitter account because of some old tweets surfaced.
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Nick Bosa tore ACL week 2.
Oh, so same time that Saquon went down.
Yeah, well, this was against the Jets. If you tear your ACL against the Jets, let's just retire.
I'm just gonna take a minute and try not to laugh because the baby's asleep. Because I want to laugh like very boisterously and obnoxiously.
I know to laugh. We'll play it later. Urinary injury. Urinating tree. That laugh.
So he's gonna be back. Didn't Kittle get injured?
George Kittle, yes, had an injury. I don't know what.
Why don't you just pull up the 49ers page and go to 2020 injuries instead of looking at them all individually? You're wasting time, and it's very tedious to do it that way.
See, he missed 2 games due to a knee injury. Returned week 4. Oh, he broke a foot in November. So that's why he was out. So he missed 2 games because of injury, and then he played from week 4 to, I guess, week 6. And he's activated on Christmas. But too bad that the 49ers season was over by that point.
Yep.
I guess not too bad, but...
Well, I know what you mean, but, still.
I think Frank Clark had something going on, too, outside the legal troubles.
Beats me. I mean...
Well, he's on the Chiefs, though.
Is he?
Yeah. Currently, he's on the Chiefs.
Oh. Did not know that. But okay. I've been really bad about keeping up with the trades.
Baseball? What trades?
All of them.
I just want to look and see how many people they had on injury reserve. Okay. Adikwa Ansel, Trevor Benjamin, Ronald Blair, Nick Bosa, Jake Brundle.
Right. And now you gotta move.
D Ford. D Ford was on injury reserve. Jimmy Garoppolo. Robbie Gold.
Of course.
Well, let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20, 25 people on injury reserve.
Yikes, that's a lot.
Trent Williams was on there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they paid him a pretty penny to sit out for most of the year.
Ooh, Raiders GM says he's COVID positive.
Nick Bosa and Raheem Mostert were on IR. Yeah, that's a lot. That's like basically the whole team. That's, well, a little less than half your roster. Not counting practice squad. I thought Shelby Knox might like to know that.
Yeah. Too bad they're not on with us.
No.
I wish they were.
You know how Carson Wentz is mad at glass. The
Yeah.
49ers must be mad at Carson Wentz.
Or they're made out of sand. Oh, come on, that was funny. Let's see. I might have some final scores here. Ooh.
That is the worst for the Mets.
Yeah, they lost to the Marlins. After the Marlins got swept by the Yankees.
You don't need to work on your hitting.
What the heck just happened to both New York teams? The Marlins beat the Mets after the Marlins got swept by the Yankees, and the Yankees just got beat by the Orioles.
They went out like Thelma and Louise.
In terms of the standings, honestly, kind of needed the Nationals to beat Philadelphia. So I'm slightly disappointed that Philly won. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really disappointed that Philly won.
It's a bad day when Pennsylvania wins the game.
Yeah. And still got 2 games on. Wow. The Brewers had the bases loaded and only got a run out of that against Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Pirates are not good.
But the Brewers had bases loaded, nobody out, and they only managed to salvage 1 run.
There's too much cheese locking them up. Because they're in Wisconsin.
But they're called the Brewers, so too much.
Yeah, but what do you have with beer in Wisconsin? Cheese curds. Deep fried cheese curds. That sounds good.
Not really. Yeah. The Slovenians have beat the Germans. So that's one quarterfinal completed. The next quarterfinal will be at 12:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in less than 2 hours. We might actually still be awake for that.
I don't know. I plan on not being awake.
I might still be awake.
I wonder how the U.S. chooses who they send to the Olympics for the basketball team.
Crap. I forget.
I was just wondering. It's like, well, we have a Pro Bowl roster full of basketball players. That's who your Olympic team is.
Let's see if I can type on my phone.
Right there. Yeah, that was the thing. Is that for a long time, only amateur players could go to Olympics. You couldn't have professional.
Right. And that's like right now with baseball, MLB does not allow anyone on the active roster, so the 40-man roster, to participate in the Olympics.
Which I get because the Olympics happens during baseball season. You want to make sure you have all your players available.
Well, the Winter Olympics happens during hockey season, and what does the NHL do? They have a scheduled break during that time.
Well, the difference.
The WNBA has a scheduled break during the Summer Olympics.
Well, also the difference between, like, for example, hockey is that hockey is a world sport.
So is basketball.
Yes, but hockey more so. I guess as far as I know, you can draft anyone from anywhere onto a hockey team.
Same with basketball. I watched the NBA draft last week, and I think there was a couple players drafted from Australia. So,
But yeah, like hockey is like,
I mean, I get what you're saying.
yeah, they're like, yeah, and they also have affiliate teams like baseball does too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how many games. 100 games in hockey? 180?
Mm-mm. $56.
56. Where did I get 180 from?
I have no idea. I think the only league that has over 100 games played is baseball with 162, not counting the postseason.
Maybe basketball too.
No, basketball is 82, not counting the postseason. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, what? I like how basketball determines who takes the game, though. It's a multi-game set usually.
Huh?
In the NBA, don't they usually play more in one game, and then whoever wins in those games takes that win?
Yeah, so like the okay, we'll just go with the NBA Finals. It's best of 7.
Yes. Which is insane.
The World Series is best of 7. The divisional round is best of 7, or no. Let's see. The divisional round is best of 5. The conference, so conference and World Series are best of 7. And then you have your wild card, which is best of 3. And then you have like,
So let's say you're in a wild card and you win the first 2 games. Is the third one even played at that point?
no.
Okay.
So the only time that third game would be played is if it,
1-1.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like if we'll use the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA. Milwaukee tied the series, caused it to go to Game 7. They won Game 7.
It's like what they do in Smash tournaments, too. Of course, every game is best of 3 until you get to well, it depends on the tournament. Till you get to finals, which could be best of 5. And then the grand finals are also best of 5, but it's a double elimination tournament, so you can go to losers bracket, and still make your way to grand finals. And basically, to win that from losers, you have to win grand finals twice. So you have to beat the winner of grand finals side, to force a bracket reset to send them to the losers, and then you have to beat them again to win the tournament.
Yeah, you've told me that before.
I actually really like that bracket setup for tournament in any sense of the game.
Yeah. The only sport that, the only 2 sports that I know of that play,
Double elimination.
not double elimination. Well, no. Sometimes soccer does do double elimination, depending on the league. But football and soccer win in. Lose and go home. Whereas hockey, basketball, and baseball, you have your wild card rounds, divisional rounds, conference rounds, and then your final. So you have 4 different rounds within those 3. I mean, does it make it a little bit longer? Yes. But if you have 2 teams in there that make the playoffs exciting, then I say, hey, it's worth it.
And there's something especially special of making it run through losers bracket to take the game, because it's like it's already that much harder because you're one step closer to getting out, and then you have to beat basically the best of the best in winners bracket twice.
Yeah.
There's a story there somewhere.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But, imagine being the underdog. Everybody's always, already counted you out. You're like, ain't no, ain't no chance in hell that you're even gonna make it out of, your first bracket.
You barely made it out of pools.
Exactly. And then one by one, you're moving up the tiers and just, proving everybody wrong. That's exactly what the Giants did in Super Bowl 42 when New England made it to go completely undefeated. And what happened when they met at the Super Bowl? Everybody was, oh no, no way in hell are the Giants going to win.
Right? Right before the playoffs started, they faced off against each other in the season.
And
yeah, I think they won quite handily, if I remember correctly.
I don't. We'll see about that. It was.
It was 38-35.
Yeah, we played New England
twice. Yeah, it was December 29th, 2007. Final week of the 2007 season. Yep, that was a 16-0 campaign.
Man, that was glorious. Yeah. Everybody said it couldn't be done. And guess what? We beat them twice. And everybody's like, there's no way they can do it again. What did the Giants do? They did it again.
Brady's never beat anybody from the NFC East in the Super Bowl.
Nope.
He's over 3.
Over 3 against the NFC East in the biggest stage.
Oh, I was going to say except for the Cowboys, but they haven't made a Super Bowl since the 90s.
Yeah. That's where Cowboy fans like to stay.
And Steelers fans too. Yeah. I don't think the Patriots would have lost to the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. I think they could have beaten them had they gotten there.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. They have to get there in order for a matchup to happen.
Well, if only they caught that ball, he might have made it.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. So let's see. What players did the Reds pick up at the trade deadline? Do you recall?
They got 2 people from the Yankees. Luis Cessa.
Yes, Cessa and
Wilson.
Yes.
I want to say like Luke Wilson. That's probably wrong.
No, I think that's right.
But Zach.
Zach Wilson. Yes.
And he's not very good.
No. Yeah, he's having a very off season.
He's having a Amir Garrett type of season right now.
Yeah.
And then they got one more person, and I don't know who he's from.
Let's see.
Still don't know what the Reds traded for those Yankees players.
Yeah, I don't think it was announced yet.
They said for an undisclosed something.
Yeah.
Probably prospects.
Probably. Usually when it says for players to be determined at a later time, it usually ends up being prospects and oh my god. There was a cat on the loose in Yankee Stadium. And it's a little tabby that looks like our Winter. And the Oriole player is just standing there like, nope. Oh. Oh my god, it's so cute. Like,
Michael Givens in the Rockies. You hear me?
Givens.
Yeah, Givens.
Sorry, I want to make sure everybody can. You see the kitty cat. I mean, this is probably. I mean, I know it's not a black cat, but anytime a kitty cat has appeared on the field for any New York team, the New York team tends to lose.
So we got 3 pitchers at the trade deadline.
So they corner the kitty, and the kitty just completely evades them. Kitty needs to be MVP. Like, ah! Oh my god.
Yeah, Michael Givens and the goaler.
It just keeps jumping up on the wall. Look.
Yeah. Didn't even let her do the kitty call.
Don't do it, because then all our cats will come running and...
I couldn't because baby's asleep. It's the most fun they had all game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're... Okay, they got it out. Up through the stands. Jeez.
Okay.
Good kitty.
Okay. Michael Givens says he's got a good year this year. He's pitching 273 with 29.2 innings pitched.
I still don't know how I feel about the Mets not signing the guy that we drafted, because he's opted to not go back to college.
Mm-hmm.
So that means nobody can draft him next year. So, like, literally, his options went from this to maybe even, because I think independent baseball is his only option at this point. Let's see. Yeah, so the Mets got 2 pitchers and a shortstop.
What shortstop we need?
Ish. I mean, we had Guillorme, and he's now on the DL, but Guillorme was like a multi-positional player. Like, he could play first base, third base, shortstop. He also, I think he even played second base. So he was quite the utility guy. Let's see. But yeah, he's on the IL now. So, I mean, we've got Baez, and I'm not sure if Baez actually got injured in tonight's game. It kind of looked like it from the angle that was shown briefly during the Phillies Nationals game tonight on ESPN. So, and pitching wise, we got Trevor Williams, also from the Cubs. I haven't really checked his stats out. So, let's see. I mean, I definitely think that Lindor played a role in Baez coming to the Mets, because he's really good friends with hubby, and hubby made the comment that he wanted to play with Lindor. So, I mean, they're both Puerto Rican, so
One's just dramatic.
yeah, we don't claim him sometimes.
I'm talking about Baez.
Yeah, we don't claim him sometimes. So, oh, hey, as far as our rankings go, you know, after the trade deadline, the Mets were ahead of the Yankees. So,
Hey, you're the best baseball team in New York.
not by much. So let's see. Of course, the Dodgers were number 1, then the Giants, Astros, White Sox, Rays. That's the top 5. Then Red Sox didn't move. They were in the same spot. Brewers, Padres, A's, Mets. We dropped a spot. We switched spots with the A's. Blue Jays, Yankees, Reds, Mariners, Braves, Phillies, Indians, Cardinals, Angels, Tigers, Marlins, Twins, Cubs, Nationals, Royals, Rockies, Orioles, Pirates, Rangers, D-backs.
I thought I said D-bags at first. I'm like, just say the word. Oh, tummy rumble.
Yep. So let's check ESPN again real quick. See. Okay, so even though CP3 declined player option, he is still staying with the Suns. Sweet. Ooh. Okay, so Chicago got Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, but he got rid of Rizzo, I think.
And Blake Griffin is returning to the Nets on a 1-year deal. Okay. I mean, it's a 1-year deal. He didn't. I mean, yes, he helped during the playoff run. When he came off the bench, he helped. But definitely had problems with his fouls. Ooh, hold up. What? Oh. Well, this is an interesting development. Garrett Cole is COVID positive. Well, ain't that some shit? Actually, yeah, that is, because Oh, the Knicks are keeping Pete Rose.
Oh.
Or Derrick Rose.
I was about to say, once he starts playing basketball, he's a little geriatric, isn't he? That's a bad bet.
I don't know why I said Pete Rose.
You even know something about bad bets, too.
You're not wrong. Why did you just make her?
She wasn't joking.
Alright. So. Updates on the map. Nope, still the same.
Yeah, we don't have an update for a while.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, if you got nothing else you want to talk about sports-wise, I think we're done for the night.
Yeah, I've got nothing else. My stomach is yelling at me. I don't know about you.
No, I'm not. Still not really hungry.
I'm not gonna eat.
Okay, well, we're hopping off. See y'all next time.
If we can figure out how to stop